What's all the buzz about ChatGPT? I'm here to teach you all about ChatGPT by OpenAI and get you started, get you signed up for your own free ChatGPT account, and get you introduced to how to use this amazing tool. This tool has taken the world by storm, and it's for good reason. It is a machine learning model, and let me actually have ChatGPT tell you more about what it actually is. So as you can see, ChatGPT is a conversational tool. It is a chatbot based on machine learning provided by OpenAI. ChatGPT is a conversational language model developed by OpenAI. Through this course, we do a lot of fun things using ChatGPT. I get you familiar with the interface and as well getting signed up for a free account. And then from there, we get familiar with persons, places, and things using ChatGPT to unearth new information. We randomly select various topics to learn more about. We brush up against limits of ChatGPT, as well as diving deeper and deeper, doing follow-up questions. A lot of creativity has been involved in this course as well. We do some things inside of the fine arts. We tell creative stories from the perspective of Mona Lisa. We imagine Breaking Bad as a musical and have ChatGPT write the finale song lyrics for us, and much, much more. We do character biographies, plot development for short stories. I've elected to do a lot of things thinking outside of the box and approaching things from a humorous perspective as well to help you broaden your learning and get started and launched inside the world of ChatGPT. It can revolutionize your career, your creative writing, and other endeavors as well. It can teach you a lot and show you limitations as well as far as what AI can do and what it can't do. Get started with me today in learning ChatGPT, and I'll see you inside the course. You can sign up for a free ChatGPT account by going to openai.com. Now, at the time of this recording, they have a try link here, which when clicking on that, that will take you to chat.openai.com and then /auth/login. I'll link to this in the resources section down below. Once you have an account, you can click login, but to sign up for a free account, you're going to click on sign up. I'll link to this as well. And you will want to enter in your email address and also specify in the reCAPTCHA that you're not a robot. You may be challenged to identify a certain shape. Here I've got chimneys. I don't know if this is a chimney or not. This is always fun and challenging. I'll click verify. And I have confirmed that I am not a robot, but I want to have a ChatGPT account so I can write text that is written by a robot, such as ChatGPT. But I digress. Let's continue. And so now I can set my password that I want. And then once you've set your password, click continue. I'll go ahead and save this to my browser. And the next step is to verify your email. You'll receive an email from OpenAI to confirm your email address for your free ChatGPT account. And here's what that email looks like. Click here to verify your email address. And once you've verified your email, you can enter in your information, first name and last name, and then click continue. And then you can put in your phone number to send a code to then verify. And then you'll receive a code on your phone and enter in that code that they send you. And one thing you'll notice whenever you first get logged in to ChatGPT is that oftentimes there's warnings about there being exceptionally high demand or they're at capacity. So in the next lesson, we'll get oriented with the interface. We'll start working through some examples of using ChatGPT in order to start becoming more familiar with this amazing tool. We're logged into our ChatGPT account. I'm going to dismiss the warning here at the top to be able to clear the screen here. On the main page at the time of this recording, there's 3 different sections here as far as examples of things that you could enter in. Also notes around the capabilities of ChatGPT as well as limitations. Some things to note around limitations would be that there's limited knowledge inside of ChatGPT for any events that occurred after 2021. So this is not the best tool for current event or feedback on that. As well, be warned that it may occasionally generate incorrect information and as well may occasionally produce harmful instructions or biased content. So the idea behind this tool is that with any sort of machine learning, it's always trying to improve based on feedback, based on usage as well. And noted here as well that it's optimized for dialogue. And the goal is to make AI systems more natural to interact with. And as well, your feedback will help us improve our systems and make them safer. So if you ever do generate any incorrect information, you can always give them feedback on that as well. Now you can pre-populate inside of this thread. This is a new and clear thread here, by the way, and you can always start a new thread by clicking here. But you can click on one of these examples to fill this in, such as explain quantum computing in simple terms, and click the send button here or hit enter. It takes a moment for it to generate and think about it, and then eventually it'll write out the information here related to quantum computing in this example. And you'll notice as it's typing as well that this is quite conversational in nature. It appears as if it was typed up by an actual human. And then as well, you can give feedback if you feel that this is a good answer, or if not, you can downvote that as well. And OpenAI takes that information to help improve its learning model here as well. And so we can always click new thread to go back to the home screen here and can try out some of these other examples, such as getting creative ideas for a 10-year-old's birthday. And this will give you some ideas then. Sometimes these are numbered lists as well, giving you examples of doing a scavenger hunt or planning a movie night, for example, as well as say a popcorn and candy station, planning a trip to a local amusement park. And so one thing you'll find with ChatGPT is that it is good at generating lists of ideas for you as well. So you may want to ask it questions related to ideas for not only a 10-year-old birthday party, but business ideas, course ideas, what you should learn next, how to advance your career. The possibilities are endless. And here we've got at least a list of 10 items as far as for a 10-year-old birthday party here. Now we can always click new thread to go back. And the final example, how do I make an HTTP request in JavaScript? You could send that and see some examples there. ChatGPT can actually write computer code, and this is giving you an idea of how to do some code here with a fetch function related to an HTTP request in JavaScript. And it gives you not only the code that you can copy, but further details on what it's doing as well. So you can use ChatGPT to learn how to code as well. And this is still going. There's quite a bit of information here in this example. You can change over to dark mode. This is just a user interface change here to where it changes the light color to dark if you prefer that. And so once again, you can always upvote or downvote these to provide feedback if you're wanting to provide further information. I'm going to go ahead and click out of there to avoid doing that. But also you can copy code to your clipboard if you're needing to paste that inside of a text editor, for example. If you're wanting to actually do some coding, you could always copy and paste this. And you can go back to light mode by clicking here. Now, a few other links along the left here. You can go to the OpenAI Discord. This is a community around OpenAI and ChatGPT. There's currently close to 600,000 members, and you can accept the invite here to join the Discord. In order to participate in the Discord, you'll need to complete a few steps. Back in the user interface here, you can ask follow-up questions. So for example, if you're not sure the difference between a post and a put with HTTP methods, you could ask what is the difference between a post and a put for HTTP methods and send that, and then it'll churn and think about it here, and then eventually it'll provide an answer. When it boils it down, it's saying that post is used to submit data to be processed, while put is used to update an existing resource on the server, and gives you further details as well. So you can take this further down the road and ask follow-up questions. It's meant to be conversational in nature, and it remembers past conversation in a thread as well, that we can go deeper and deeper into a topic and get further information. And so you may read further and see, for example, in this particular paragraph, you may be unfamiliar with the word even. It's saying that however, put has the advantage of being idempotent. And so I'm going to copy that and ask them, what does that word mean? I'm saying, please define idempotent. And so here in computing, an operation is said to be idempotent if multiple identical requests have the same effect as a single request. This means that no matter how many times the operation is performed, the result will always be the same. We briefly looked at the Discord community for OpenAI and ChatGPT. I want to take you through the process of completing verification. So if you want to follow along and do likewise, you can join this community as well and get some helpful tips and starting points and read up on what others are doing on ChatGPT as well. So I'm going to click on complete here at the top, and you need to read through the rules and agree to the rules that you'll adhere to the Discord and OpenAI's terms and policies. This is as well an English only server, and there's a lot of other information around keeping the content G-rated, stay on topic, no spamming, etc., etc. Leave it to you to follow the links to read all of this. Once you have read and agree to the rules, you can click the checkbox, click submit. You are then able to click verify under verification required. And here I've got to type in the CAPTCHA below to be able to access this server. It's ironic how we spend more and more time and effort proving that we're not a machine so that we can learn how to use a machine. Clicking submit, I've passed the verification successfully, and so now I can access OpenAI on the Discord server. And here you've got different sections around welcome and announcements, as well as new releases. And I'm going to go to the ChatGPT discussions, and you can see the latest discussions going on here related to ChatGPT, people's feedback and thoughts, perhaps some things that they've tried. Here's some examples of some things that people have done. And here's just one example from someone named Syndicate. I actually can hear the beat explain Terraform in rap style, and gives you a screenshot of ChatGPT explaining Terraform in the style of rap, and it's giving you a lot of rhymes here, so you could always create lyrics as well. So we'll be looking at, throughout the duration of this course, approaches to doing things such as song lyrics, marketing copy, how you can create stories, copywriting, and more around persons, places, and things. You'll also find examples here in the Discord of some things that it struggles with. Here's someone saying, is it me or the AI getting dumb? When I was 6, my brother is half my age. Now I'm 30. How old is my brother? And the answer didn't quite get what the Croxus was after here, for example. So you can connect with others as well inside of the Discord here. You can also look at suggestions and bugs and a lot more. I'll leave it to you to explore the Discord further and get familiar with that. I want to get back into ChatGPT, start a new thread, and I'll see you in the next section where we start to explore content around people, and that will be the next section of this course. I've decided to structure this course, at least the next 3 sections, around persons, places, and things. That'd be biographical, geographical, and as well objects or things. And so I want to pick some topics at random to start populating this course in order to leverage ChatGPT to gain further insights around people, places, and things. I'm going to use the Wikipedia random feature, and I'll link to this as well. If you go to Wikipedia random, you can click on this special random link here, and this will generate a random topic from Wikipedia, and it may be a person, a place, or a thing. And so first off, we have Philion, which is a surname. And so I'm going to make some notes here in a notepad in order to segment these under people, places, and things. And so I'll place Philion under people. This would be a surname. And so we'll grab further information on that. I'll go back and hit random again. And this would be a place. This is Derpo Wangsan. It's a populated place in Indonesia. Here is a thing. This would be an Asian species of a paper wasp, a Rhopalidia ornaticeps. I'm sure I mispronounced that. We'll place this under things. And I'll go back and we'll randomize a few more times. This would definitely be a person. This is a sprinter from Namibia, Albertina Johan. And once we have several topics for each, then we will move on and start exploring further people, places, and things throughout the duration of this course. Next, we have Alawang. It's a village in Burma. I'll place that under places. And then once again, we'll randomize once more. And here is a song by Paul Brandt, A Little in Love, by Canadian country music artist Paul Brandt. So I could place the song here under things, as well as placing the artist, Paul Brandt, as a person to explore further using ChatGPT as well. And here we have not a person, but a people or a group. This would be a major Pashtun tribe living in various locations. And so this is a good mix between people or even tribe Not sure how to categorize that. I'll go ahead and put that under people. This would be a group of people known as a tribe. So we'll see how ChatGPT handles that. And then a clever dummy. It's a short comedy film. We'll put this under thing. One final random. And this is an organization, Institute for Safe Medication Practices. I'll put that under things as well. If we need more places, I'll do some more randomized once we get to that section. But let's dive further in this section dealing with people. We'll start by referring back to the surname of Philion and see what ChatGPT can unearth for us beyond what is found in Wikipedia. I want to explore a specific surname using ChatGPT. Now, I derived at the surname of Philion by way of the random generator on Wikipedia, and there's several different notable individuals with the last name of Philion, but I want to explore further a specific surname through ChatGPT. I'm asking ChatGPT to tell me more about the surname Philion, and that is F-I-L-I-O-N, being sure that I spell this correctly, and let's see what it comes up with. It's telling us that it is a French surname derived from the Latin personal name Filius, which means son. Gives you some more details around the origins of that surname and what it could denote, such as son of Filius. And now I could ask further follow-up questions. Who are some notable people with this surname, inferring or referring back to Philion? But I want to test out ChatGPT to be sure that it can remember what we're talking about here. It's designed supposedly to have follow-up questions, so I'm going to infer that I'm referring to Philion without spelling it out again. This makes it more conversational and real in nature. And so here we are hitting a limitation with ChatGPT. It doesn't necessarily pull in information off of the internet. And so it's saying that it's a large language model trained by OpenAI, doesn't have the ability to browse the internet or access information about specific people. So it's unable to provide a list of notable people with the surname of Philion. Knowledge is limited to the information that I was trained on. So if you're wanting to give feedback, you can give a downvote here and say this isn't helpful, and give further details on why you feel like this may not be the best answer here, and then submit the feedback there. Some of the limitations of ChatGPT are coming more clearly into view. One example would be that of people. If you're wanting information around specific people, I did put in another name that we came up with randomly earlier. That's Albertina Johans. And then once again, it's saying it's not able to pull up specific information about a person. But then there was a tribe that we pulled up previously, and this would be a people or a group. And I'll pull up the corresponding article on Wikipedia. This is Abremikel, and it is a major Pushtun tribe living in various places. And so I'm going to try that inside of ChatGPT to see if it can tell me more about this particular tribe. Once again, no information on this particular tribe. Let me try and ask it if it has information on this tribe. Let me try the other spelling variation here just to be safe, but we are hitting up against some limits here. All right, so for individual people as well as tribes, apparently not much luck here with ChatGPT. Let me see if it can tell me about other tribes and try to keep it as generic as possible to see if it comes up with anything. And here we are returning some information as far as there being many different tribes of people in the world. And then it says that some of the largest and most well-known tribes include the Cherokee tribe in the United States, the Maori tribe in New Zealand, the Haida tribe in Canada, the Sami tribe in Scandinavia, etc. And so they do have information related to tribes, just didn't happen to have this one that was randomly generated. So we could explore further one of these tribes. I'm going to explore this one in New Zealand. And so here you can have follow-up questions to do a deeper dive into a specific topic. So we have not had success with individual people, but as a group of persons or a tribe, we can dive further into a specific tribe. This one would be the Maori tribe in New Zealand, indigenous Polynesian people of New Zealand, believed to have arrived around 1200 AD. And it notes here that their culture continues to play an important role in the country's society and identity. And so as a follow-up question, I noticed here that it's saying that roughly 15% of New Zealand's population belongs to this particular tribe. So I'm asking for further breakdown of the population for New Zealand. And so here it's pulling in the latest census data and giving more specific percentages here. You notice that it's mentioning specifically that Maori tribe at 16.5% of the population identifying with that tribe, whereas here it said roughly around 15%. As well, European ethnic group consists of 74% of the population. The third largest ethnic group is Asian with 11.8. And so as you can see here in this example, as we've derived, there may be information on some tribes, but not others, or groups of people, or geographies, or populations as well. One of the goals of this course was to show you how to gain more information around people, places, and things using ChatGPT. And up until this point, we've had some challenges pulling up information on people. So this led me down the track of exploring, trying to gain more information around people that are more famous using ChatGPT. You have to have reached a certain level of notoriety in order to have been pulled in and learned by the machine language used by ChatGPT at this point. Now, I presume over time there will become a wider list of people that you can pull up information on, but for an example, I pulled up and asked who was Betty White, gives information around when she was born, when she began her acting career, as well as some of the shows that she appeared in, and you could ask related to the Queen of England, for example. And one thing to note here with the Queen of England, at the time of this recording, she has unfortunately passed away, but the data here is showing and reading as if she is still alive, saying that she is the longest reigning current monarch. And one thing to note that it's specified in the new thread here, if we go back to new threads, is that it has limited knowledge of the world and events after 2021. So ChatGPT has not learned of the passing of the Queen of England, unfortunately. So if you're wanting current events, ChatGPT not the greatest solution here, but you can get more information around more famous historical figures if you so desire. Even from the sports world, here's an example asking about who Babe Ruth is. You can also pull in information around more current athlete information. For example, who is LeBron James? You can pull in information from the world of politics, as well as historical figures. And so I wanted to include this lesson to show you that there are individuals that are available inside of ChatGPT, but the more recent and the less well-known that people are, the better the odds that it will not have information on those individuals. So I'm going to put in my own name here and see what it comes up with. So I'm not quite famous enough. Neither is the Mike Wheeler character from Stranger Things, apparently. And here is an actor named Gary Coleman who passed away May 28th, 2010, was in the show Different Strokes. You can get more information around who starred in that show. In addition to Gary Coleman, for example, gives you a list of names. And as well, not only who the different actors or actresses are, but also their character names here. So for example, I could pull out the name Philip Drummond. That's a character name from Different Strokes, and I could ask it to tell me more about the character of Philip Drummond. So as you can see, you can pull in information related to historical figures, actors, actresses, athletes, etc., as well as fictional characters in the context of books, plays, TV shows, etc. Whereas we hit a lot of limits when we were dealing with people or biographical information using ChatGPT, it appears that we'll get much stronger results when we get geographical, looking at specific regions or areas or countries. At a very high level, we could explore New Zealand, just follow up with where we left off in the previous section when we went from a person or a surname to a tribe to specific tribes in the world. And then going from there, we found a large percentage inside of New Zealand. So let's explore the country of New Zealand. I'm just going to enter that in and see what it comes up with if I just put a topic in there, not even asking the question, but just saying New Zealand. Just thinking about it, we can always click the down arrow here. Gives more information about New Zealand. Here it's a country located in the southwestern Pacific Ocean, made up of two main islands, the North Island and South Island. And so one thing that you can do if you're wanting to explore other regions or wanting to make sure your question that you pose isn't perceived to be a follow-up to thing inside of a thread is you could select to do a new thread here. And one of the other topics that we randomly generated previously is this particular place or geography topic called Derpo Wangsan, and it's a populated place in Indonesia. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to ask ChatGPT in a new thread about this particular region, asking where is this? Doesn't know the answer. And so once again, we're brushing up against some limits of ChatGPT. So depending on how well known a geographic region is, and probably the larger, if you're talking about cities or countries specifically, it'll probably have more information. Let me go back to the topic here. Let me see if it has any information on Central Java, which is a province inside of Indonesia. So we're going to take this up a level and giving it a hint by asking where rather than what. So if I asked what is Central Java, it may come up with a different answer, perhaps something related to Java programming language. Let me go ahead and test that out. And so it is smart enough to know that Central Java is this province in Indonesia. But notice here between where and what, it's giving me more details with what is Central Java, giving me the 32 million people, whereas where is Central Java is just being specific to where it is, whereas what is a more open-ended question, and it's giving me details on where it is, but also more details around the number of people, as well as some of its important agricultural aspects of the region, such as rice, tobacco, sugarcane, etc. So this is a higher level than where we were at previously with this specific region or populated place, which is in the Magelang Regency. Let me go ahead and see if I can find more information around that inside of ChatGPT as well. Instead of where is, I'm going to say what is, so I can potentially get more information. What is this particular regency here? And then I'm going to down arrow here to get the typage. And yes, typage is a word. And so this gives further details around what a regency even is. It's an administrative district and it's found inside the province of Central Java. Gives some details around the square kilometers, the population, main crops as well. And then gives you information around some tourist attractions such as the Borobudur Temple and the Dane Plateau. What we could do then is we could explore further this temple and or this plateau. So I'm going to ask what is Borobudur Temple. And so you can notice that once you find an area that ChatGPT knows something about, you can dive further and deeper into a topic, really find your niche and pinpoint an area of information that you could explore further. And you see now that we're down to the temple level here. This does reveal that this is a Buddhist temple from the 9th century, located in the Magelang Regency in Central Java, Indonesia, which we've looked at previously. And it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You may want to find further information on what that means. You could always ask ChatGPT about that. You can even get information that is built on a hill, consists of 6 square platforms, topped with 3 circular platforms with a large central dome at the top. They say that a picture's worth 1,000 words, and so I'm going to put ChatGPT to the test to see if it can pull up images of certain things. Previous lesson, we were looking at a specific temple in Indonesia called the Borobudur Temple. Let's see if we can pull up an image for it. So I've asked to show me an image of the Borobudur Temple. It's unable to browse the internet or access any images. So this is text only. Even though it does provide you examples of code and it can write code for you, it does not provide you with images. There's probably a lot of copyright concerns. It does give you some nice text-based descriptions of what this temple may look like, but if you're wanting to see an actual image, that's where you'd want to go to Google or Wikipedia, for example, to pull in more information of what this might look like. So here is an actual image of the Borobudur Temple on Wikipedia. And here you would find the description. So this is a limit of ChatGPT, but understandable. So we'll continue on exploring more geographical concerns inside of ChatGPT starting the next lesson. Another geographic location we pulled up randomly via Wikipedia earlier in this course was Alawang, and that is a village inside of Burma, in northeastern Burma. Specifically here in the image it shows where that's located. That's very specific. Let's see if ChatGPT can locate this particular location. I'm going to do a new thread so as to not get it confused with the previous geographic location. So I'm going to ask, where is Alawang? Let's see if it has the information on Alawang. And so once again, this is an area of the world that ChatGPT has not explored or discovered yet. So we could go at a higher level here. And for example, the Kachin state, we'll see if it knows about that. And so it is returning some information here that it is a state in northern Myanmar, formerly known as Burma, bordered by China to the north and east. One thing to bear in mind whenever dealing with geographic locations, especially if it's really specific or small, is you may need to go up a level in order to start getting some hits or some returns from ChatGPT. The district that Kachin State is found in, let's pull in some information on that, and then I want to show you how to explore an area further as well using ChatGPT. So the previous answer for the Kachin State is the capital of the Kachin State is Kiena, in that district is pulling in further information as well. Starts to give you information around a diverse population of ethnic groups, and the district is named after its capital city, as well as information around what it's bordered by, and as well information around the Irrawaddy River running through the district. And so in the next lesson, I want to hone in on a specific thing that stands out here, and that would be this specific river. This is a geographic location. This river runs through more than just one section though, and I want to explore the possibility of how you would approach using ChatGPT to write an article or a report on the Irrawaddy River. I want to take a topic that we found inside of the previous lesson, that being the Irrawaddy River, and I want to explore using ChatGPT to write an article or a paper for you related to this specific river. This is an example of how you can use this amazing tool, ChatGPT, to write content, blog articles, academic research papers, etc. I'm going to use ChatGPT at the forefront here for some idea generation. I'm not just going to ask it to write an article for me, but I'm going to give it my goal here of I'm trying to create a good 1,000-word article on the Irrawaddy River. What would it need to contain? Let's see what it comes back with. Okay, so from an idea generation perspective, this is giving you some details on what would be contained in a good 1,000-word article on the Irrawaddy River. It would need to contain a comprehensive overview of the river's geography, history, and significance to the people of Myanmar. And it could also start by providing some basic information about the river's location, length, and major tributaries. And then it suggests that you could go on to discuss the river's historical importance as a major trade and transportation route in Myanmar, as well as its current role in the country's economy and development. And then from there, it starts to get into some other things that the article could accomplish. You could delve into unique cultural and ecological significance of the river, including its rich biodiversity and the traditional ways of life of the people who live along its banks. You could also discuss the challenges facing the river and its ecosystems, such as deforestation, pollution, and the impacts of development projects. And additionally, the article could explore the many interesting and scenic spots along the river, including ancient temples, scenic forests, and colorful local markets. And so then it rounds things out saying overall a good 1,000-word article on the Irrawaddy River would provide a well-rounded and engaging look at this important natural and cultural resource in Myanmar. You could take that as a jumping off point. You could decide to really focus on one significant thing here. You could look at what are the deforestation challenges along the Irrawaddy River, and I'll hit the down arrow to see this generate. And so bear in mind that all of this content that's being generated right now is just from one specific topic or item from the idea generation portion of what a good 1,000-word article may contain. It's given me a list here of several different challenges related to deforestation, specifically to this particular river. I'll leave it to you to read this or try this out on your own. I'm not going to spend my time reading this, but you can tell that with just a few follow-up questions here, you have a lot of content that you could then go and produce further information around or to explore further. You may want to hone in on reduced water quality related to deforestation on the Irrawaddy River. So as you can see, you can really niche down or niche down, depending on how you like to pronounce that, and go further with ChatGPT on any topic that it has information on. And so finally, I'm going to attempt to have it write an actual 1,000-word blog article related to deforestation along the Irrawaddy. So I'm asking it to please write an engaging and thought-provoking 1,000-word article on deforestation challenges along the Irrawaddy River. Hit enter and let's see what happens. And so here, my friends, we have machine learning by way of ChatGPT writing a 1,000-page article for me. I will save this to a PDF and make it a downloadable resource so you can read it at your leisure and take in the implications of what we are now witnessing by way of ChatGPT. And so I did complete. For some reason, there is a network error here. I'm going to copy and paste this into a PDF file. Check for that in the resources so that you can review that, so you don't have to pause the video. And we'll continue on from here, exploring further use cases for ChatGPT starting in the next lesson. We have explored pulling up information related to people and places using ChatGPT. Now let's look at pulling up information related to things. Now, early in this course, we used the Wikipedia random generator to randomly generate different topics. One of the ones that pulled up is one of my favorites, which is, of course, Rhapsodidia ornithiceps, which is some sort of paper wasp. Never heard of it before, but I want to see what ChatGPT knows about this really specific thing that I can't really figure out how to pronounce correctly. And so it does reveal to us that it is indeed a paper wasp found in India. Gives some ideas of the body length and more information around it, in addition to the nests that are found, which contain hundreds of individual wasps. So you can compare and contrast what you learn about a specific thing inside of ChatGPT with Wikipedia here. And as I mentioned previously in previous lessons, if you're wanting to see images, Wikipedia is a better option than ChatGPT, but this is one specific species of a paper wasp. You could go up a level and find out more information about the different types of paper wasps in the world. And here, going up a level, we get a list here of several different types of paper wasps, as well as their names and locations where they may be found. And then a general summation in the end that paper wasps are found on every continent except Antarctica. And so revisiting this topic inside of Wikipedia, there's a mention of the catalog of life. I want to explore the catalog of life further using ChatGPT starting in the next lesson. Let's explore this concept of the catalog of life. This is a topic that you may or may not have heard of before, but I'm going to copy this and then place this inside of the thread. I'll go ahead and start a new thread actually by clicking new thread here at the top left. And then I will ask, what is the catalog of life? And let's see what sort of information we can glean from ChatGPT. And so at a very high level, it is a comprehensive and authoritative list of names of all known species of plants, animals, fungi, and microorganisms. It is maintained by the Species 2000 organization, a consortium of taxonomic institutions from around the world. Sounds like a fun group. The goal of the catalog is to provide a standard reference for use in scientific research and conservation efforts. So I want to look up who the Species 2000 organization is by saying, tell me more about, then I'll paste that in, the Species 2000 organization. So you can see here, as you follow the breadcrumbs or follow different topics or hone in on things, you may learn some new things and ask further questions and follow up. and continue on. The nice thing about ChatGPT is it remembers the previous questions. Now, unfortunately, no further information here on Species 2000 organization. Let me refer back to Catalog of Life, and here we have the Species 2000 and further information there. So you'll see that even though ChatGPT does have information on a lot of topics, it's not quite as wide and deep as something like a Wikipedia. Now, over time, I imagine that will grow as this machine language learns and improves over time, and that's part of the goal here that it states. So going back a level to the Catalog of Life, I'm going to ask, where can I access the Catalog of Life to see if it can point me to a specific location or not? So this does tell you that it does not provide information on where you can access the Catalog of Life, but then reiterates that it's maintained by the Species 2000 organization and encourages you to find information by searching for Species 2000 organization online. And so here would be the URL for the Catalog of Life. It's catalogoflife.org, and then you could search from there. So would be nice if ChatGPT did provide URLs and links, and perhaps over time it will, but for now, some limitations that we're coming up against once again. Now we're going to continue on accessing other types of things. Remember, we've been dealing with people, places, and things, so we've been exploring different types of nouns in the context of what is known about them on ChatGPT. So we'll continue on the next lesson looking at a specific song that we pulled up earlier. We'll do that next. This is a song that's pulled up randomly by the Wikipedia random generator. This is a song called A Little in Love by Paul Brandt. This was released on October 2nd of 1997. It reached #1 on the Canada Country Tracks list, but only reached number 45 in the US. And so this may not be a notable enough song and or artist to pull up. I'm going to go ahead and copy this and then see if I can find more information related to this song via ChatGPT. I'm going to start a new thread. I'll go ahead and place this inside of quotes to denote that as the title of the song. Tell me more about the song A Little in Love. Perhaps not notable enough. We'll see if it comes up with anything. And so we see that it is pulling up information related to a song, but not the song that we're looking for. This is a song from the musical The Little Prince by composer Lucy Simon and lyricist Don Black, not the song by Paul Brandt. So I'm going to see if I can get more information related to the song, but specified by Paul Brandt, to do a rephrase. And so for this particular song, an artist is not familiar with that one. So let's explore the song from the musical The Little Prince, A Little in Love, and see if we can pull in the lyrics. It's given us some details around the song, which is sung by the character of the Little Prince, expressing his longing for the rose he has fallen in love with. It is a poignant and beautiful ballad that captures the little prince's innocent and pure love for the rose. So sorry, Paul Brandt, but we don't have information on you, so we're going to dig deeper into this particular song. So I'm going to ask you to show me the lyrics for the song A Little in Love from The Little Prince. And let's see if it will actually share the lyrics or if that will be blocked because of copyright. And so the display of lyrics is blocked. Apparently that would be a copyright consideration. And so suffice it to say that we can only get a description of the song from ChatGPT, but they're avoiding copyright claims by not providing the actual lyrics. It's telling us it can't display lyrics, but it can tell you that it is a ballad sung by the character of the Little Prince. And once again, it expresses his longing for the rose he has fallen in love with. So we'll follow this thread of songs and music and lyrics and see if ChatGPT can write an original song lyric for us starting in the next lesson. We have not been able to pull in lyrics for this song. This is a song that was from a musical that was based on a book. The musical is called The Little Prince by composer Lucy Simon and lyricist Don Black, based on the 1943 novella of the same name. So I looked up the Little Prince musical. It had a short run on Broadway, and then some links and references to this particular musical. I don't have the actual lyrics to that song, but what I want to see is if I can give some details around what the topic of that ballad is and see if ChatGPT can come up with its own song lyrics or make up a song with this title. I'm going to copy this. I'm asking it to please give me original song lyrics in the style of a country song about, and I'm going to paste in here, a ballad sung by the character of the Little Prince and expresses his longing for the rose he has fallen in love with. It returns the lyrics. These would be original lyrics for a country song about the Little Prince and his love for the rose. Gives you a verse, a chorus, a verse 2, a chorus, and even a bridge, and then a chorus once again. Not that I'm going to sing this, but we'll read some of this here. I'm just a little in love, but it feels like so much more with a heart that's pure and true. I'll love her till I'm through. And then we get to the chorus, my rose, my love, my light. You make my world so bright. I'll cherish every moment in your arms. I'm content. Now that's some good rhyming right there. Verse 2, I may be just a boy, but my love is strong and real. I'll give you everything, my heart, my soul, my will. Back to the chorus, which I've read before. I'm going to sing it. Let's hit the bridge, shall we? I may be small and fragile, but my love is mighty and true. I'll hold on to you forever, my rose, I'm forever yours. And then we round things out with the chorus. So what I'm going to do just for grins is I'm going to ask it the same question again, ask the same request again for a country song with the same exact wording and see if it gives me something different or the same as far as if it can create yet another original song lyric for me in the style of a country song. What I found with the generation of these ChatGPT song lyrics is it typically does give you a couple of verses, a bridge, and a chorus as well as a common refrain. But let's see what it does here if we ask it again. And I'll also put this in a PDF as well so that you can review this or download it to your heart's content. Feel free to set this to music, ideally set to country music. Upload that to YouTube, tag me, put it on LinkedIn or somewhere. And that way you can share your own creation with the world. It'll be the first ever collab between yourself and ChatGPT. May just be the next big country hit, but let me review this here and see if this is any different. It says here are some revised lyrics for a country song about the Little Prince and his love for the rose. Looks like the bridge may be different, maybe not. Looks the same here, so it's saying it's revised, but I'll just have to paste those in a PDF and see. So we'll continue on. We'll look at other works of art and see how creative ChatGPT can get, perhaps with fictional storytelling. We'll do that in the next lesson. Where things get really interesting is when you ask ChatGPT to create original things based on prompts that you provide it. So we have explored the creation of original country music lyrics in previous lessons. So now we want to work on a work of fiction. I want to do a short story. I want to ask ChatGPT to create a love story between a paper wasp and a kite that they together fly too close to the sun and see what it comes up with. So for my prompt, I've typed up, please create a short story about a paper wasp who falls in love with a kite. They fly too close to the sun and their love burns out. So let's see what ChatGPT can come up with, shall we? Once upon a time in a beautiful meadow filled with wildflowers, there lived a paper wasp named Willow. She lived with her colony in a small paper nest that they had built together in the branches of a tall oak tree. Willow was a gentle and kind wasp, but she was also adventurous and loved to explore the world around her. One day, while out on a flight, Willow came across a beautiful kite that was flying high in the sky. The kite was a stunning shade of blue with long flowing streamers that danced in the wind. Willow was immediately drawn to the kite and she began to follow it wherever it went. As she flew alongside the kite, Willow felt her heart begin to flutter. She had never felt this way before and she knew that she was falling in love. The kite seemed to sense her feelings and it began to fly even higher, inviting Willow to follow. Without hesitation, Willow accepted the kite's invitation and the two of them soared higher and higher into the sky. They flew together for hours, lost in the beauty of the moment and the exhilaration of flight. But as they flew, Willow and the kite grew closer and closer to the sun, and as they flew too close, their love began to burn, consumed by the heat of the sun. In the end, their love was extinguished, and Willow and the kite fell from the sky, their brief, fiery love a memory. Coming off the heels of that work of art that ChatGPT just created related to the paper wasp falling in love with the kite and their love burning out, an amazing masterpiece, I might add, which I've included as a downloadable resource in the previous lesson. Now I want to continue on this theme of creating original works of art and writing by way of creating a haiku using ChatGPT. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to write a haiku. And here I'm asking it to please write a haiku about a paper wasp who is struck by lightning, catches fire, and starts a forest fire. And so the thing about haikus, they're succinct, and it's captured all of this information from my prompt and has written an original work of art here. As it reads, paper wasp flying high, struck by lightning, flames ignite, forest fire born. So continuing on with other haiku possibilities, here's a prompt that just came to me. Don't ask me where these come from, but I'm asking ChatGPT to please write a haiku about a lost paper clip stuck in a shoe of an NFL football player who is carted off on a stretcher, exposing the paper clip to a live TV audience. Go, ChatGPT. Once again, another work of art. It reads, lost paper clip found, stuck in a shoe on the field, live TV, oops. Finally, one third and final haiku. So here is the prompt that I've elected to go with. Please write a haiku for me that I could post on LinkedIn to let my network know I'm looking for a job as a stenographer. Go, ChatGPT. And from the haiku heavens, ChatGPT has generated, in search of a job, skilled in stenography, please contact me soon. That is haiku gold. Let's continue on with more original works by way of ChatGPT. We've previously used ChatGPT to write a fictional country song. Now, the fascinating thing about ChatGPT is it can write in the style of different genres of music and also pull in information from known entities such as TV shows. In this example or prompt, I'm going to ask ChatGPT to turn Breaking Bad, the TV show, into a Broadway musical, and to please give me the lyrics for the final song in this fictional musical. So it's going to give an attempt here and check out what it does and how it approaches this process. Now, there may be some spoilers if you've not watched all of Breaking Bad. You may not want to read these lyrics, but it's saying, sure, I can take a stab at that. Here are the lyrics for the final song in a hypothetical Broadway musical adaptation of Breaking Bad. So we got the narrator opening things and then some lines by Walter White and then as well Jesse Pinkman. Chorus, Breaking Bad, we tried to play the game, but in the end it's just a show, and now it's time to say goodbye. Walter saying, I thought I had it all figured out, but now I see the truth. I let my ego get the best of me, and now I've lost it all. As I mentioned, spoilers ahead. Jesse Pinkman realizing he's just a pawn in his game, but now I'm breaking free, etc., etc. Then the chorus, and then the narrator. Very interesting approach. Now I'm going to ask you to do it again, and let's see if it comes up with something different. And this is what's fascinating with ChatGPT, is it doesn't do the same thing sometimes. All right, so I'm going to start a new thread, try this again, see if I can get something different, or if it does the same thing again, just out of curiosity more than anything. And here's a new version. Walter White, he was a man with a plan and a dream, but things didn't go as he had planned, and now it seems his journey's at an end. Here's the chorus. Breaking Bad, the curtain falls and the story ends, but the legacy lives on in the choices that we made. Breaking Bad. Ooh, verse 2 has some goodies in it. From Kim, teacher, to crystal meth, kingpin, Walter soared, but then he fell. He lost it all in the end. His empire crumbled, and he said farewell. Then back to the chorus once again. And then the bridge, those are always good. In the end, it's not about the money or the power or the fame. It's about the choices that we make and the people that I think it should be became instead of become. And then once again, the chorus, Breaking Bad, etc., etc., curtain closes. We've seen ChatGPT reimagine TV shows as Broadway musicals, write haikus and short stories. Let's see if ChatGPT can come up with a story from Mona Lisa's perspective as she daydreams about life beyond the gallery and trying to ignore the constant stares. Let's go, ChatGPT. What you got? And so from that prompt, ChatGPT has created a pretty well-written piece here from the perspective of Mona Lisa. And it does weave into the narrative some facts about this work of art. It does reside inside of the Louvre, which is located inside the city of Paris. It gives the perspective of how much she would love the idea of exploring the city. She also knew it would mean leaving the safety and comfort of the Louvre behind. She wasn't sure if she was ready for that kind of adventure. Also, ChatGPT is good to weave in the goals of the prompt as well, as far as ignoring the constant stares of the visitors, and leave some hope at the end as well, interestingly enough. But deep down, she knew that one day she would break free and explore the world beyond the gallery walls. I'll put this in a PDF for you to download and read in order to take this in as well. And I encourage you to explore your own ideas from the world of art and fiction, and exploring using different prompts for ChatGPT to write stories from different perspectives that maybe you hadn't thought about before. You can use ChatGPT for writing prompts. One idea would be to have ChatGPT create character biographies for you to use in your stories and works of fiction. I'll give a prompt here as an example. So for my prompt, I have a few details around a fictional character ideas. So I'm asking ChatGPT to please provide a character biography for a fictional character named Harry. Harry is an unethical pawn shop owner in London who is left-handed, hard of hearing, and follows horse racing. So let's see what ChatGPT can come up with by way of a character biography for Harry. And so now we have added some further details by way of ChatGPT that tells us that not only is Harry hard of hearing, he relies on a hearing aid to communicate with customers, and as well, he's often placing bets at a local horse racing track. His gambling habit has put him in financial trouble and has been known to resort to illegal means to make ends meet. And then sums things up that despite his flaws, Harry is a cunning businessman who will stop at nothing to make a profit. So I want to ask a further question related to Harry, asking how does Harry commit financial crimes in his pawn shop? And so here ChatGPT leaves it to the writer to come up with how Harry commits crimes, and restating that the biography only states that Harry is known for his unethical business practices and been known to resort to illegal means to make ends meet. It's up to the writer to decide how Harry specifically commits financial crimes in his pawn shop. So I'm going to ask a more generic question, as in how might one commit fraud in a pawn shop? All right, so going back and asking a more generic question as far as trying to get ideas of how fraud can be committed in a pawn shop gives me different options. One would be to misrepresent the value or authenticity of items that are being pawned, such as being made out of real gold when it's actually cheaper metal, or claiming a watch is a limited edition when it's actually a fake. Another way would be to commit fraud in a pawn shop by selling stolen items to the pawn shop without disclosing that they are stolen. This would be more the customer committing fraud more than the pawn shop owner in this example. So we could take some pieces of information found in how you can commit fraud in a pawn shop, add that to the biography, and get further or deeper into our story idea here. And so here I've got an inkling of an idea for the story based on the biography and based on some ways that fraud can be committed by way of a pawn shop owner. So I'm asking in this prompt, what is a possible complication if Harry were to sell a stolen watch to Sally, whom he comes to fall in love with, but doesn't have the heart to tell her he is ripping her off? Let's see what chat. And we hit an error. Let me try a new thread here. paste this back in here. Since this is a new thread, there's no history here for it to draw upon, so I'm going to add further context. What is the possible complication if Harry, an unethical pawn shop owner, were to sell a stolen watch to Sally, whom he comes to fall in love with but doesn't have the heart to tell her he's ripping her off? Error. All right, so trying again. Let's see what ChatGPT can come up with here. And this is where we're trying to get some actual story beats or plot points or ideas for where we might take this story further, going beyond biography into plot. All right, so this gives a couple of story beats that you could explore that would be natural consequences of this. One possible complication would be that if he were to sell a stolen watch to Sally, someone that he comes to fall in love with, is that their relationship would become damaged, and if she were to find out that it was stolen, she may feel betrayed and angry that Harry had lied to her and taken advantage of her. This could further lead to a breakdown in trust and communication between them, which could ultimately cause their relationship to end. Additionally, Harry could face legal consequences for selling stolen property, which could further complicate the situation. So you can see from this example here that you can go from not only a character biography, but introduce other characters, also present some potential challenges, and ask ChatGPT some potential pitfalls, complications, areas or directions that the story may go from there. I encourage you to try out ChatGPT for your own storytelling devices and character biographies and see what you can come up with by way of this amazing tool.